Okay, Jack, I've got one thing that's very early on in your movements that I think will help you out with a lot of the things that come in sequence afterwards. And it's something that when you are engaged, excuse me, when you're engaged in, excuse me, deliberate practice, when you are taking process-oriented swings, when you're in control mode versus flow mode, when you're doing dry reps on your own, it's something that you can work on your stride. And I've been using Nolan Arenado next to everybody so that there's just a consistent baseline. While styles differ, it's good to have a major leaguer up there to illustrate what we're talking about. So as we take our stride, we've got a little bit of a breakdown in what we are doing very early, which is then going to cause a problem later. So a couple of things as you work on. One, if I could just zoom in here, just bear with me. The angle of Arenado's back foot. Here, let's take him back to where he hasn't even, okay. So if we just watch his back foot and back knee there, and see how that moves. See how it gets going forward? Also, look at the angle of his foot and how it's pointed more straight ahead. Okay? Now, as we zoom in on you, see the angle of your foot and how it's pointed back a little bit? I would recommend working on turning that more straight ahead. It's having your foot turn like that, I think, contributes to what we see here. See how you get your back knee it's ever so slight as you rock up and it turns back just a little bit. So as we watch our back foot, back knee, and hip climb, you can see your movement compared to Arenado's, which is just forward. Forward. See how he's moving? And you can just keep practicing this on your own. Get your foot squared straight ahead. Be very conscientious of what your back knee is doing, because see how you just get that little climb. You can even see how the weight's getting a little bit on the back of your back foot, the outside. So just work on, I'm going forward and level, forward and level, forward and level, forward and level, versus that knee going back and climbing. Knee going back and climbing. Because the end result, if we watch Arenado, you can see where he is at toe strike. We zoom back out on you here. Whereas you get that lifting back early. See how everything starts to open before your foot's down? So we're getting a breakdown right there in which, you're in effect, excuse me, starting to swing before we even get to toe touch. And with Arenado loading to toe touch, loading to toe touch, you can see how he's gotten into a much better position. If we look at how he gets his hand slotted, right? How he's got his top hand a fist away from his back shoulder, and you can see you've created a lot of space in there, okay? But the big difference is, as we look at his lower half versus your lower half, you can see that he has not started to turn yet. Whereas, as we break down early, see how that turns back, we have started to open up before we even get to toe strike. Now, as we get to heel down into immediate preparation, okay, and we look at Arenado getting into heel down into preparation, you can see how he's in a much better position to go straight to the ball, where he is still all stacked up and his top hand is a fist away from his back shoulder, whereas you can see the angle that you've got with your hips and how our direction is going to be more around that way. Whereas Arenado, as we get back to heel strike, he's at heel strike, you're going to see how he's able to go right out to the ball and continue long through. So, as we work here, the big thing that we want to focus on, and that's why I spent so much time showing what his back leg looks like versus the movement that we have there, where we're turning back and going up, back and going up. So work on getting that back foot straight ahead and just feeling the way that we're moving forward with our back leg to toe strike, forward just with our back leg to toe strike, so that when we hit, we haven't already started to get this swinging action out, but you can see how everything is still closed off. He hasn't started to turn here. Okay.